I'm so sorry, Kevin. I failed as your mother. But I'm so tired. I'm so tired. At least this way. At least this way, the two of us can. That dream again. Ugh. How long is it going to take before it goes away? It had to happen on Rufina's big day too. I was hoping I'd be able to stop worrying her when I got older, but at this rate, I'm sure she's plenty used to you worrying her already. Oh, it's you, Reese. Don't scare me like that. How long have you been in here? For a while. We're supposed to be cleaning the chapel today, but you weren't getting up, so I came to check on you. You seem to be having a nightmare though, so I thought I'd wake you. Oh, okay. Sorry, Reese. I was being a pain for you again, wasn't I? No more than usual. You've been a loser since the day I met you. I don't expect that to change anytime soon. Ouch. Kick a guy while he's down, why don't you? Well, whatever. Well, you don't want to be late for breakfast on Rufina's big day. So let's go and get this done. Alright. Rufina? Oh. Good morning, you two. I wasn't expecting to see you here this early. Are you on cleaning duty today? Yes, but... What are you doing up so early? You've got a long journey ahead of you. You need plenty of sleep or you're going to be exhausted before you even get there. I mean, isn't Arteria ages away from here? Well, yes. But I won't be able to offer my prayers to Adios here again for quite some time. So I decided to get up early and pray for all the days I'm going to be missing too. Seriously? That's why? That's very you. Are you really going to be that busy though? I thought you might be able to come home from time to time at least. I wish I could say otherwise, but I probably will. I've only just become a squire, so there'll be plenty of work in store for me. I'll be lucky to find time to sleep, never mind come home. I might be able to squeeze some time into my schedule once I've gotten the hang of the workload, but until then... Okay. And that's why you've got to sleep now while you still can. Come on, you've done enough praying for one day, so go back to bed until breakfast or something. You're so cold to me. What? How? I thought you'd want to make the most of the time you've got left with me, but it's like you don't even want me here. Did I do a bad job at raising you? I never said I didn't want you here. And you might have done a lot for me, but raising me is a stretch. It's okay, he's just embarrassed. He's actually more than happy to talk to you, he's just terrible at showing it. Oh, get over yourself. Is that so now? I should have known, you're such a typical boy, Kevin. They all act indifferent to avoid letting their loved ones know just how much they care. And don't forget, he's at that rebellious age too. How have I managed to survive being twisted around your fingers for so long? Is trying to toy with the hearts of innocent young boys a family thing, or what? Oh, I'd hardly say young. It's been about 5 years by now, you know. Ah, speaking of which, I think I'm starting to get a craving for some chocolate. Maybe I should pick some up on the way to the station. Quincy Bell, of course, for obvious reasons. Oh, the new mint chocolate's my current favourite. The fresh aftertaste mixes in with the chocolate's flavour really well. I'll admit that does sound tempting, but I think I'm more in the mood for the classic milk this time. That flavour will always be a fond little trip down memory lane for me. Because of how we met? Kevin, you're disgusting. Why? I think we all get that warm and fuzzy feeling when we look back on it. After all, the day you came to live with us, Kevin, was the start of many, many new and wonderful memories. I treasure every single one that I've made during these 5 years. They're all priceless to me. Then why did you decide to become a squire and leave us? It just doesn't seem like the right job for you. Even if you wanted to be in the church, couldn't you have become a sister at the chapel in town or something? I'm sorry, Kevin. Apparently I've just got the aptitude for it, or so I've been told. I feel like the best thing I can do is to make use of that and try to help people in the best way I can. Of course, there's always the chance I won't be cut out for it at all, and will have to come home anyway. Huh. There's no way a girl as naive as you is gonna be any good with the kind of crazy tough stuff you'd have to do. You better come straight back home once you've had enough. Really? Well, if it does come to that, I'll be expecting a nice, warm welcome home from the two of you. And with that, I believe this conversation has done a lovely job with helping you procrastinate cleaning for long enough. Should I lend a hand? If we're going to do the job, we might as well do it perfectly and have the whole chapel sparkling. Chapter 3: Golden Road, Silver Road. Here we go. I think we should be getting Chloe from this one. Two lights? I wonder if the other one could be... Probably Siege. Yep. He's like a spirit animal. What just happened? Julia? Did you not leave for a training exercise on board the Arcel? I'm so relieved to see you safe, Your Highness. I see Siege is with you too. He is, but I'm not quite sure what's going on. What? Long time no see. Hi, Chloe. I sure wasn't expecting to run into you here. What are you all doing here? Oh. It's good to see you again, Chloe. And Siege too, of course. You two look well. Thank you. I'm not sure what to say. I feel like I should be waking up at any moment now, but I'm not sure I even want to. I see. We found ourselves in quite the predicament, haven't we? I'm relieved to hear that the empty Gransel you found wasn't the real city at least, but still. Unfortunately, that doesn't necessarily rule out the real capital being in danger. We're dealing with something that has such great power it can create a flawless replica of a vast city. There's no telling how far its influence could extend. Reese, surely there is no need to worry her so. We have nothing to gain from shying away from the truth. If anything, she's helping me better understand the gravity of the situation we're in. I'd like to help with the investigation if I can. I'm not sure I could do much more than what you're already doing, but I won't drag you down. But, Your Highness... I'm sorry, Julia, but I'm afraid nothing you can say will change my mind. I may not fully understand the situation we're in, but I do know that it threatens the safety of our capital, perhaps the whole nation. I'd be a disgrace as a crown princess if I were to just stand by and do nothing while the people I will one day rule over are threatened. Wow, you're amazing, Chloe. As you wish, Your Highness. Well, welcome to the team. Great, I'll do what I can. So is our next destination that teleportation circle at the end of the sealed area? Yeah, that should let us travel to the next area. Or, by the sounds of it, to the next plane. Yeah. That appears to be the technical name for the various areas that make up the land we're in. It's a concept used in the Septium Church too. Our world is made up of a number of planes or realms situated on top of one another. At the top is the sky where the goddess dwells, below that is the earth where we live, and at the bottom lies Gehenna, where sinners are judged. Those are the main three, but in between them there are countless other planes or realms too. So in other words, the further down we descend, the less the blessings of the goddess will be able to reach us. Hey, can you not say stuff like that? With all the creepy monsters roaming around, it's freaky enough around here as it is. You sound like a child who's afraid to walk around the house when the lights are off. Although I suppose that does make sense given that you truly are a child. I am so not a child. Anyway, if that fake Grancel was the second plane, the next one's the third, right? I mean, it sounds obvious, but I'm not sure it's all going in one clear direction or if we might run into a fork at some point. I think straightforward is a safe enough assumption to make for now, and while we might not know what that Lord of Phantasma wants with us, we know it's nothing good. So even if it's not like that, that doesn't change how ugly this could get, so let's get ready for just about anything. Who knows what's waiting for us up ahead. Something wrong, Reese? If you think you might have figured something out, the rest of the class would love to hear about it. No, it's nothing important. You're right, we should start getting ready to leave. It may be worth our while to investigate some of the doors we've encountered thus far too. Yeah, I don't know what's up with those things, but there sure are a ton of them. At the very least, they don't seem to have been placed by any of our foes. I'm all in favour of investigating them too. So we're actually going to take Chloe with us. One of the first places we'll be going to is another one of the star doors. Can I buy anything new right now? Maybe. Okay, we will be upgrading gear as well. So we're going to go to the star door first. No, we are going to speak to people first. Then we will go to the star door. Considering we're always travelling using warps in the cube, it's hard to be sure, but it does feel like every time we arrive at a new plane, we're moving further and further downward. It makes me wonder what's at the bottom of Phantasma. I hope it's not Gehenna. It seems like it's going to be. I'm simply glad that Her Highness is safe and well. Still, there seems to be every chance that plenty of others have been captured in the same way. We should hurry on and aid them. It's clear the Lord of Phantasma is not a foe to be underestimated. Unfortunately, we just don't have enough information to try and work out who they really are. If only we had more clues to go on. Maybe it's just me, but it's kinda sorta maybe a bad idea to lock the next Queen of Labelle in one of those sealing stones, right? That Lord of Phantasma should get the death penalty when we catch him. Ha 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 ha. That's some cool artwork. Okay, I don't think I need to equip her for this part that's coming up. She's got some healing stuff set up, so we should probably be fine. Bring to me the boy with eyes, Vamba and the princess with an indomitable will. I thought that might have been Estelle, but I'm pretty sure it's probably Chloe, because she's actually an actual princess, not like a metaphorical princess. Bring to me the boy with blah 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 blah. Only then shall the door open. I shall grant to you a memory fragment and my blessing. Breaking news. Labelle News Special Issue. The Flying City falls. Labelle is safe once more. Glory to the young bracers who saved us all from crisis. Featured story, the Liber Arc collapses. Enigmatic object gone in a flash. The mysterious structure that appeared last month over Valeria Lake disappeared as suddenly as it came, collapsing loudly in a giant mountain of rubble into the lake. Many of our readers may have witnessed the moment for themselves, but it seems that it was visible not only from Labelle, but from the southern edge of the Empire and from Calvert as well. A small minority argued that the structure may have been a new weapon belonging to the Royal Army, but this turn of events seems to conclusively rule out that possibility. The collapse of Liber Arc also caused a 2-arch-high tsunami around the edges of the lake, but so far there have been no reports of serious injuries, fatalities, or missing persons as a result of this. The worst that seems to have been reported is a number of unfortunate fishermen who were unable to escape in time getting covered in water. What was the Liber Ark? According to an investigation by the Royal Guard and Bracer Guild, it was a flying city from ancient Sumerian times. How exactly it came to be above Valeria Lake to begin with, or what caused it to collapse, remains to be confirmed, but it appears to be without a doubt that the international crime syndicate known as the Society was somehow involved. While this has yet to be officially confirmed, reports suggest that an investigation team in the city encountered a group of Crimson soldiers there, supporting the above theory. This place is just one mystery after another, but we can't let those guys get away with any more than they already have, said a member of the team. Furthermore, Zeiss Central Factory and the Royal Army are planning to continue investigating the Liber Ark, and to this end will be launching a combined salvage operation. Recovering from the shutdown, around the time of the Liber Ark's collapse, the orbital shutdown phenomenon that tormented the whole of the country finally ceased. As a result, many now believe that the city caused the phenomenon, but no conclusive proof of this has been established, and we can only await further research into the issue. Thoughts? The orbital shutdown phenomenon and the chaos that was created as a result have been a sobering reminder of just how dependent all of us are on orbments in our daily lives. Perhaps something similar may never happen again, but this is still a good opportunity to reflect on just how much we owe to orbments and perhaps to try and reduce our reliance on them. Politics. Crown Princess Claudia has been busy. As previously reported, Her Highness Princess Claudia is now this nation's Crown Princess. As a result, we will be referring to her as such in all publications moving forward. Crown Princess Claudia wasted no time after assuming her position in meeting with Prince Olivert of the Erebonian Empire, and together they reconfirmed our two nations' relationship with one another. After the discussions, they both boarded the Arcel together. It's widely expected that this meeting will contribute to ensuring peaceful relations with Erebonia in the future. In addition, the pair plan to both be in attendance at the upcoming banquet to be held at Granzel Castle. We will bring you all the latest on that time in due time. Closing thoughts. As you all know, our homeland of Laberle has fallen victim to a vast number of calamities over the past year. There was the coup d'etat, the bizarre changes of the tetracyclic towers, coming under the assault of an ancient dragon, our capital being attacked, and finally, the Liber Ark's appearance as already discussed in this very issue. What you may not know, however, is that there is a group of young men and women who were involved in the resolution of all of these crises, their steel-like will and unyielding determination leading them to their conclusions. If not for them, these crises may not have been resolved or taken a turn for the worse. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank them all for what they have done for us. Thank you. You are truly this nation's great hope. What's taking you so long, Dorothy? Get a move on or I'm gonna leave you behind. Wait for me. No time for waiting. If we take much longer, the banquet's going to start without us. We're talking about a big celebration held by the Queen here. Being late isn't an option. But I'm so hungry. I can't walk another step. I have a horrible feeling I know what's going on here. You skipped lunch so you could eat more at the banquet, didn't you? I didn't even eat breakfast. I haven't eaten a thing since yesterday. Going 30 hours without eating is making me feel all kinds of lightheaded. What the heck were you thinking? I can't move. Carry me. Heck no. Come on, we're going. There's no way we can miss an occasion like this. There's gonna be Adios knows how many famous people there. First on the agenda is snapping a photo of Her Majesty and the Crown Princess, and then... Huh? This actually isn't so bad. I guess he's just dragging her by the hand. Wow, fancy. At one point, this very capital was placed in grave danger. But thanks to the efforts of everyone here and many others, all is well. This humble banquet is intended to be an occasion to celebrate that fact, as well as to honour all those who contributed to making it a reality. If you would, Claudia? Of course. All those invited to today's party contributed in one way or another to protecting the peace of Labelle by ending the peril we were faced with. Whether it was extending a helping hand to those in need, or working to fight off the threats that instilled fear in the hearts of our people. As this country's future monarch, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to each and every one of you. Thank you all very much. Holding this party is nothing compared to all that you have done, but we just made it. But we're finally here. Food! Someone give me food! The heck are you doing? Eating can wait. You've got pictures to take. The Crown Princess's speech might be finishing soon. Oh, okay. Well, I do hope you will all enjoy your time here all the same. I'm sure you are all busy men and women burdened by a great many responsibilities and concerns, but today I would ask that you all cast those aside in order to rest, relax, and enjoy yourselves. The food on offer here is some of the finest in Labelle, so by all means partake until you can no more. And may the goddess bless this nation. Duke Doonan is like no longer a jerk anymore. Chloe really is something else, huh? I'm not sure I could dress super nice, get up in front of a crowd like this, and make a bigger speech the way she just did. Yeah, she is. She said she wasn't feeling confident about how she'd do as Crown Princess before. But from where I'm standing, she's doing just fine. Seeing her is making me kinda jealous, though. I wish I could pull off fancy dresses the way she does. You got something to say, mister? Oh, it's nothing. You're just not all that girly most of the time, so it always takes me by surprise when you suddenly are. What do you mean I'm not girly? Sure, lately we've been so busy with helping get Labelle back in shape, so I haven't even had time to go back home. But that doesn't mean I don't want to wear a pretty dress or something once in a while, you know? I know. Still, it really is surprising just how much you've grown even in these past few weeks. I have? Well, it's been pretty tough running up and down the country so much, but you've kept up with ease. And your judgments as a bracer are getting more spot on with every decision that you make. Fancy dress or not, I think you're a pretty wonderful person, Estelle. I don't know why, but it's weird hearing you pile on the compliments so much. But what can I say? I'm glad that things seem to have finally calmed down a bit on the work front these past few days. The capital might not be entirely the way it was, but it's getting there. I think we can finally afford to take a breather. Yeah. Oh, look! Look at all that food! The chefs in the castle supposedly made the entire spread too. There's no way I'm missing out on this. I didn't get to enjoy the food back during the birthday festivities, so now my time to pig out big time. I'm gonna eat until I barf. Stay right here, okay, Joshua? I'm gonna go scope out the goods. She might have grown in some areas, but she's still got a ways to go in others. Hey, look, how you doing, Joshua? Estelle not here with you? She just went to get food a second ago, actually. Are you two here more for work than for fun? Bingo! There aren't many occasions where this many famous faces are gathered in one place. There was no way we could pass up the chance to come and score some interviews. Don't think you're getting out of here without answering some questions either. We'll get to you two later. So no going home until you've spoken to us, alright? Alright. Great, next up is the Crown Princess. Hop to it, Dorothy. I can't go on. I need something to eat. Let me have something to eat. Not until we're done. Questions to ask, photos to take. Why are you so mean? He's even more fired up today than usual. I wonder how Estelle's doing. So much for scoping out the food. I suppose this is as good a chance as any. I owe a lot to the people here on a personal level too. Maybe I should go around and thank them while I have the chance. Alrighty. Opportunity to go and thank people. Just make sure I don't accidentally skip through the event. Oh, I wasn't expecting to find you here. Still, thank you very much for your support during the attack on Gransel. It really did help us all. Oh please, I only did what I did because it was one of His Excellency's bail conditions. Make no mistake, I wouldn't have helped any of you worthless Drecks otherwise. You won't think it would be so hard to accept a thank you. You were able to make it, Richard? Thanks to Brigadier General Bright's generosity, yes. I've received an official pardon from Her Majesty for my actions. Probably for foiling the Society's attacks on Gransel, right? That's good news. I'm happy for you. I wish I could say the same, but I don't feel as though I deserve to be pardoned at all. Now that the nation is at peace, I feel this is the time I should be facing up to my crimes, not having them swept under the rug. I can't say I don't understand, but still. Please, Joshua, you needn't look so concerned. I have no intention of refusing Her Majesty's kindness, or going against her will. I merely feel a strong desire to settle things within myself, and I fully intend on following through. That is all. Alright then. Phew, there's sure a lot of guests today. By all means, help yourself to any of the food here. It'll all taste much better while it's still hot. So, when are you coming? Hold on, I haven't even... Oh, Joshua. Hey, man, making the rounds? Something like that, yeah. Anything interesting going on with you? Sort of. Agate said he was going to come over for dinner and dice a while back, so I was just asking him when he's free. Oh, that's right, so he did. When we were getting off the Arcel, right? I didn't really mean it, though. It was just one of those things you say in passing but don't give much thought to. I ain't exactly swimming in free time, you know. Being a brace is busy work. I'd like to go, sure, but I've got no idea if I'll actually have the time to do it. But I've been looking forward to you coming ever since. Okay, let me think. Maybe the end of the month? That should be okay. I think that Friday's free. Think. Really? Is that a promise? Yeah, I guess. Aww. Oh, Joshua, it's been a long time since I last saw you. It's good to see you again too, Professor. Although speaking of the last time, I heard there's a plan in motion to pull up the Liber Arc from the lake and investigate it. You heard right. It'll be carried out in conjunction with the Royal Army. That's not to say it'll be easy, of course. Valeria Lake's fairly deep, so we can't start hauling up bits of the city all willy-nilly. So we're intending to work on making a map of the lake's bottom using sonar first, which is going to take quite some time as it is. We're delighted to see you were able to attend tonight's banquet. Please do enjoy yourself. Please do enjoy yourself at the banquet. I'm terribly sorry, but I'm afraid you may not pass beyond this point. These stairs lead to Her Highness's private chamber. The whole garden terrace is accessible to guests of tonight's party, so please don't feel restricted and do enjoy yourself. Oh, you needn't worry about us. The Academy suffered no major damage as a result of what happened. It was certainly a shock to the students, but they're all back to their usual cheery selves now. I'd heard the Academy was actually occupied by armed assailants at one point. I was ever so worried when I first heard the news. It's a pleasure to see you again, Joshua. You too, Lila. Have you been well? I have, thank you. Although I wish I could say the same for the Mayor. She collapsed from overworking herself the other day. As such, I had no choice but but to force her to take some time off work. That bad? I'm afraid so. She was finally able to rest and recover enough to be to my satisfaction, thankfully. So, she's now returned to her duties. I assure you that she's in good hands. Do you need something to drink, sir? We have plenty available, alcoholic or otherwise. This is some party, isn't it? I don't think you'll find a banquet with a guest list quite like this anywhere. I used to be a businessman, so I've been to my fair share of occasions like this. But I've never been to any with this many famous people in attendance. Oh, Joshua, it's been quite some time since I last saw you. It has. I didn't know you were here, Mayor Kloes. The mayors of each of Labelle's cities and towns were invited, I believe. I'm not sure why I was when I didn't do all that much to contribute to anything, but I decided to attend nonetheless. That's not true at all. I hear the food supplies that were delivered to Bose and Gransel were done so on your orders. That was particularly well received here, and we all know how dire things were at the time. You've got as much right to be here being thanked for your efforts as anyone else. It was? Well, that's certainly a relief to hear. Thank you very much for letting me know, Joshua. Phew, it's finally all over. Just goes to show that if we endure, the goddess will eventually extend her hand of salvation to us all. That's reassuring to know. Poor Mr. Murdoch. Greetings, Joshua. I'd like to take this chance to thank you again for all your team did to thwart Ouroboros' schemes and return peace to Labelle. The debt of gratitude we owe is beyond measure. Please, you're exaggerating, sir. We might have been the ones who entered the Liber Arc, but we wouldn't have had a chance of success if we were on our own. It's only because of you, Richard, Kurt and the others fighting on the ground that we were able to succeed. We could certainly say the same of you, though, although it is true that none of us could have brought about peace alone. Still, I've been wanting the chance to thank you personally for all that you did. The faith we had in you to see your work through to the end was just what we needed to fight. Is there enough food available for you? If there's anything you would like more of, please feel free to let me know. Oh, it's you. I've heard you've been lending a hand with the restoration efforts in addition to all you did with the Liber Arc. You have my thanks. You're quite welcome, sir. I wasn't expecting him to thank me. I wonder if something happened. You two look comfortable. Oh, if it isn't Joshua. Care to join us for a few drinks? Don't be shy now. The night is only just beginning. But I want to see those exquisite amber eyes of yours swim before it comes to close. I'm good, thanks. Oh, come on, we're at a celebratory banquet here. Don't be such a spoilsport. Oh, I know, why don't we have a few drinks to celebrate you becoming a senior bracer at the same time? Feels like it was ages ago, but we never did get to celebrate your promotion, only Estelle's. Say, Shara? About Luciola. Silly Joshua, what are you getting all worried about her for? You really needn't be. Shara's right, especially not now. We all have our concerns and worries after all that happened over the past few weeks and months. But this is not the time to be thinking about them. This is the time to be making merry and drowning in fine drink. From sunset to sunrise. Right. I don't think there's ever a time for not making merry as far as you're concerned. He's got a point though. Oh, and while I've got the chance to say this to you, no more going off on your own, you hear? You have no idea how worried Estelle was about you after you last disappeared. I could barely bring myself to watch her. I won't. I've got no intention of doing anything like that again. I'm fine now. Well, if you say so. That docile expression of yours is so adorable, Joshua. Don't go showing off that face too much tonight, alright? Ah, Joshua. I'm surprised to see you here, Dad. I thought you said over the phone you wouldn't be able to attend because you were so swamped. Oh, swamped is an understatement. Transporting goods needed to get the country back in order, making sure every area has all the utilities it needs. I'm drowning in work. It's going to take a while longer before we could say Labelle is back to normal too, I fear. Come to think of it, Estelle and I certainly didn't expect to find soldiers even in Lebel's smaller villages, so it threw us off to see as much while we were helping out where we could. Doesn't come as a surprise if you're the one responsible though. It should go a long way toward helping people feel at ease. It's times like these when we've got to do all that we can for one another, and the army's no different. With Erebonia and Calvard's internal political situation a mystery to us, the reorganization of the army has had to be shelved for now too. Still, no matter how busy a man is, everyone needs to kick back in a while. So make sure you make the most of tonight, Joshua. I think you need to kick back more than I do, Dad. Estelle's been pretty worried about you, you know. There's no need to worry about me. I'm hanging in there. In fact, I'd say I'm taking it too easy. Alright, we've spoken to a lot of people, so I don't want to accidentally have to speak to them all again. Who to speak to first? It's nice to be able to attend a banquet like this. It truly drives home the point that this nation is back at peace again. The trouble regarding the Liber Arc and subsequent restoration efforts have really shown me anew how capable a ruler Queen Alicia is. She's handled all that's happened impeccably. If all of this had happened in the Republic, it wouldn't have been resolved anywhere near as smoothly, let me tell you. How's it going, Joshua? Hello, Zin. Thanks again for all the help you've been giving with the restoration efforts. I don't know what we'd have done without you. Hey, think nothing of it. It's all part of being a bracer, really. Can't say how much longer I'll be able to lend a helping hand, though. Gotta pack up and head back home at some point. The political situation isn't exactly stable over there, you see. Miss Maid, I need some food. Why, hello, Joshua. Tonight's party is hosted by Her Majesty in all her grace, so I do hope you'll enjoy yourself. Oh. You're always welcome back to the castle anytime. I'd be more than happy to help you get all dolled up for the occasion, too. I'm never wearing a maid outfit again, just so you know. Now that everything's back to normal, it feels like all that happened that day was some sort of a dream. I'd certainly rather believe it was. Seeing the castle gates fall and those scary people charging through was like a nightmare. I thought I was going to faint at the sight of it all. If you would, Your Highness, a comment in celebration of the fact that the crisis is past now. Just nothing too formal, alright? I'd prefer something that brings out your bright and cheery nature. What? You'd like me to give a comment? Well, let's see. Looks like she's being interviewed at the moment. I should leave her be for now. Good evening, Your Majesty. Thank you very much for inviting me today. Oh, not at all. I'm pleased that you've come. I've been eagerly awaiting the day we could meet again. I hear you and Estelle have been travelling and helping with the restoration efforts. That's correct. We both wanted to see how things were across the kingdom with our own eyes. I'm glad we did too, because now I can finally breathe a sigh of relief. People really are strong. That they are. I have been queen for over 40 years, and the strength of Lebel's citizens continues to amaze me to this day. There are plenty who like to credit either my abilities as a ruler or Orbal technology for this tiny nation's good fortune, but we would be nothing without its people. I wasn't the one who allowed us to overcome the recent crisis, or the war 10 years ago, and neither was Orbal technology. No, I believe it was the will of its people to live. That's what I believe supports our country, both then and now. People's will to live. Indeed. You were gracious enough to call this country your second home, Joshua. From now on, your will to live will be another great support for this nation. As its queen, that makes me happier than you can imagine. Thank you, Your Majesty. Your words mean a lot to me. Ah, if it isn't Joshua! I was just discussing the aftermath of the crisis here with Major Vander. Fortunately, the Liber Arc's collapse caused little direct damage by itself. That might not have been the case if there had been any ships on the lake at the time, but due in part to the Orbal shutdown phenomenon, none were. The tsunami afterward was quite small too. I'd say we were rather fortunate. Estelle and I were able to see as much when we travelled around the lake shore. A few people who were watching the city collapse were caught up in it, and a small number of fishermen were splashed with water, but that's about it. Indeed, if anything, the much greater problem was the confusion that came about as a result of losing Orbal power. Liberl is, after all, one of the most advanced nations on the continent when it comes to orbital technology. Ordinarily, that is one of our greatest strengths, but in this case it worked against us. The crisis has now passed, but that doesn't mean our work is done. We still have plenty ahead of us to take care of. Ah, just the man, just the man. Pardon? Oh, is this the boy you were speaking of earlier? That's correct. This is Joshua. I was just telling the ambassador here about your various accomplishments, Joshua. It's an honor to finally meet you. I'm the resident Erebonian ambassador here in Liberl, Davil Cranor. It's nice to meet you. The tale of how you flew on top of that flying city, all while knowing it may be the last thing you did, brought tears to my eyes. How you were able to participate in an operation that may have brought your death, casting aside even your girlfriend's objections, I don't know. But I know this, Liberl needs more young men and women like you. Thank you for saying so, sir. Just what has the Duke been telling him? Ah, good evening to you. Thank you so much for making the time to attend tonight's banquet. Oh, not at all. How are you feeling now after having some time to recover, Philippe? I'm feeling quite well. You're too kind. I do believe I may have overexerted myself. That's how things are once you've reached a certain age. I find myself wondering whether I would have been able to do more if I were 30 years younger, but I suppose there's a little point in doing so. I wonder what he looked like 30 years ago. Nope, sorry Philippe, just can't picture it. Holding a party like this makes it feel like peace has finally returned to the castle. It certainly hasn't felt like that in the days leading up to it. We were all busy clearing things up until a few days ago. Man, this is one heck of a party. I normally work as a chef over at Sanctheim Gate, but I was called over to help. It's a real huge honour to be able to help out at an occasion this spectacular. I doubt I'll ever get an opportunity like this again. Right, next up, I need to give the guests their drink. But what did I need to do after that? Kevin? I wasn't expecting you to still be in Liberl. Oh, sup, you were invited too, huh? Makes sense. So, having fun? You better be, take it from me. If you don't make the most of times like these and eat your heart out, you're gonna regret it later. Thank you very much for all you did for me, Kevin. If you hadn't come to Liberl when you did, don't sweat it. Not like I did anything special. Glad to see all the side effects look about gone too. You're looking spiffy these days, Joshua. So yeah, just forget about owing me or whatever, it's all in the past now. I'm not sure if I should ask this, but are you... Joshua, I'm not going to be in Liberl for much longer, so this might be the last time we meet for a while. But I hope we'll get the chance to see each other again one day. Yeah, I hope so too. Hey, Joshua. I didn't expect to see you guys here. You were invited then? Sure was. An invitation just showed up out of nowhere. You can imagine I was surprised when we saw the thing. No way were we turning down some high-class grub though, so we hurried on over. That's very like you. Not gonna deny it. That aside, thanks to Her Majesty pardoning us, we're now free to walk around in the open. Feels like we should start thinking about how to make a good honest living for ourselves. That's not the first time you've said that. Something about wanting to start up a courier service, right? Well, maybe, but that's not the only thing we could try out. Whatever we settle on, it should involve flying the skies. That's how we've lived so far. I don't want to change now. It's good to see you again, Elnan. I heard you're here as the Bracer Guild's representative today. Is that true? Indeed. All of the other receptionists are busy, you see. I was the only one able to attend. That's too bad. Isn't it, though? This would have been a fine time for us to exchange information. But, oh well, there's always tomorrow, as they say. Greetings, Joshua. You've done some fine work these past couple of weeks. The damage reports in the regions of Liberl you've been providing have proved invaluable in allocating personnel. I really can't thank you enough. Oh, you needn't thank me. By the way, Kurt, I feel like I need to say something regarding my Bracer badge. As you probably already know, what power I have was given to me by the Society. Before becoming a Bracer, I used it to commit many unforgivable crimes too. No matter how much I think about it, I just can't see how someone like me is fit to call himself a Bracer. You know, Joshua, I've always seen power as an imperfect concept, and that's why I believe people are able to use it. Am I wrong? No, I suppose not. Then what difference is there between us? We are both keenly aware of our flaws, and yet we both use what limited power we have to do what we believe to be right. I see no difference. Well, I can't really argue with that logic. I still can't pretend to be completely confident in myself, though. Be that as it may, there's nothing to be ashamed of. You should simply continue striving to overcome it. And while this is but my personal opinion, I'd say you're a model bracer. Wow, I didn't know Gisette was from the nobility. I always pictured Erebonian nobles as being real stuffy and scary. But maybe there are a few cute ones mixed in there. It was an honour to be able to put my skills to the test making tonight's many dishes. I do hope they will be to your satisfaction. Please have your fill. Is the way downstairs blocked off as well? Oh yeah, it is. It's cordoned off. I swear it's like watching two children squabble. It's great that we're peaceful again and all, but I think these two are taking things a little too easy. Could you two stop fighting? After all the work we've been doing lately, it's great to be able to come to a swanky place like this and put our feet up. Food's pretty good too. Yum, yum. Ha, I figured that'd be the case. Looks like I'm the most fit to be at this party after all, because I've been to plenty of high society gatherings wearing poofy dresses. Hey, don't make it sound like I've never worn a dress before, because I have, for your information. I just don't need to go around trying to convince everyone that I'm not a boy, unlike some people I could name. Try saying I look like a boy again and see what happens. Look, you two, I appreciate you have your differences, but we're kind of in a really public, really high-class place here, so could you take this fight somewhere else? Shut up, Joshua! Wow, sorry. Let's see if Chloe's free. What, you'd like me to give a comment? Well, let's see. Well, I don't know who else to speak to. Oh, I guess just go over here. Okay, I think that's about everyone now. There were a few people I didn't get to talk to though, so hopefully I can make another round of the party later once they're free. Oh, here we go. Come on, Dorothy, we're talking to the military guys next. Get a move on, woman, we haven't got all day. Niall, I don't feel too good. My stomach feels like a giant bottle of water. That's what happens when you drink way too much in a short period of time, you idiot. But never mind that, we've got work to do. Okay. Poor Dorothy. Joshua? Hey Chloe, finally got a bit of a break? It must be exhausting having to do one interview after another. Well, I suppose it is a little. Not too bad though, I've had to do a lot more of them ever since becoming Crown Princess, so I'm starting to get used to them. I can believe it. It feels like I've been seeing your face in all kinds of papers and magazines lately. I think anyone would learn to adjust after a while. Well, you know, it probably won't be too long before it starts to die down, so just hang in there. All you can really do is grin and bear it until then, unfortunately. Yes, I know. That's exactly what I intend to do, too. I swore to myself that I would do all that I could to help and protect this country's people. Accepting a few interviews here and there is the easy part. Well, if you say so. You really are strong. I'm not so sure about that. I still feel as if I'm doubting myself a lot of the time. Like I just have to keep going out of my comfort zone, feeling reckless with every push. Maybe so. Still doesn't change the fact that you're strong. Not to me, anyway. I remember the strength you showed trying to protect Clem when we first met, too. Thank you. I nearly forgot about that. Maybe now would be the best time after all. Something on your mind, Chloe? Could I have a little of your time, Joshua? I've got something I want to say to you. Sure. Okay. This way then. Is it just me, or does she seem kind of bothered by something? Where's Estelle right now, anyway? I got stomachs to spare! Oh, she's picking up her pace. This could get interesting. Well, whose side are you on, anyway? I guess I can just leave her as she is for now. She seems pretty occupied. I should go and see what Chloe wants then. Have I done something to make her angry though? I don't feel like I have. So, Chloe? What was it you wanted to tell me? Look, if I've done something to offend you, I'm sorry, alright? I love you, Joshua. What? Well... I'm sorry. I'm happy you feel that way, but... Don't worry, I knew exactly how you were going to respond before I said anything. I just felt like I had to get that out before I could really start moving on. The sky sure is beautiful tonight, isn't it? How long have you, well, felt that way? Say, Joshua, if you had met me before Estelle, do you think you would have, well... No. I'm pretty sure that never would have happened. Sorry. I told you, don't worry. I can't deny there's a part of me that wants to keep you all to myself. But even if that were possible, I don't think it would be what I truly wanted. Because when it comes down to it, I really love both you and Estelle. That's partly why I wanted to see that troubled face of yours one last time. It was worth the effort to bring out too. That was probably the best expression I've seen to date. You can be kind of a bully sometimes, you know that? Maybe. This feels like the most fun I've had in some time. So, what's on your mind, Joshua? What? I can easily tell you're worried about something. My instincts are quite sharp, or so I'd like to believe. Besides, I was watching you the whole time I was handling that interview earlier. Oh. How exactly am I supposed to take that? Still, you're hiding something, aren't you? Are you planning on doing something all on your own again? Your instincts are sharp, alright. Estelle surprises me from time to time too, but you're definitely up there. Well, that's just how us girls are. So come on, tell me what's troubling you. It's nothing that major, really. I intend to leave LaBelle by the end of the month. But why? The country's finally at peace now. That's exactly why I think this is the right time. Ouroboros seems to have completely withdrawn from the country, and the restoration efforts are coming along smoothly. So maybe it's about time for me to leave on a journey of my own. It's taken me a long time to get this far, but I've finally been able to start thinking of myself as a person and not some kind of broken doll. I was finally able to achieve the very thing everyone wanted for me. That's been both a good thing and a bad thing. Good in that I finally feel human, bad in that my heart's been aching in a way it never did before. Broken dolls can easily look away from all the terrible things they've done, but I can't do that anymore. Oh. That's why I need to go on this journey around the continent, so I can work towards atoning for all that I've done, so I can start embracing the person I now am, in the truest sense of the word. I see. But if you do that, that means you won't be able to see Estelle for a while. Yeah, I know. It might not even be for a while. It could be a long time. I'm still not sure how to break that to her either. That's the part that's on my mind right now. You've still got a lot of growing up to do, young man. Huh? If you ask me, you should just tell her in the way that comes most naturally to you. You don't have to write some big speech in your head in advance. Speak to her from your heart. You believe in her, don't you? No matter how you phrase it, she'll understand. All you have to do is get those words out there. You owe that much to her if you love her. You know that, right? Yeah, I do. I really am hopeless, aren't I? You shouldn't have to tell me something obvious. You wouldn't be you if I didn't have to tell you. Plus, that kind of thing's part of why I love you too. Please stop teasing me. Just remember, it'll be okay. If anyone knows you, it's Estelle. Although if you ask me, she'll... Joshua, where are you? Oh, there you are. Look at these. They're Gisette's goggles. I took them from her as spoils of war. I'm glad you were having fun, Estelle. Make sure you give those back to Gisette later, okay? Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Tune in to next week's issue to find out. Wait, hold on. Chloe? I suppose it's about time I return to the banquet now. You can have Joshua back now, Estelle. Sure? Hey, Chloe? So, I'm not sure how to best put this either, but... Thanks. I'm glad I was able to talk to you like this. Really, I am. Oh. You're very welcome. Well then, I wish you both a very pleasant night. The heck? So, Joshua, what did you two, talk about? Oh, nothing much. She just gave me a bit of a much-needed motivation. Oh, really? That sure clears things up. It's been 5 years and Estelle has believed in me for every single one. And I believe in her too. Oh, no it doesn't. What motivation? Estelle, I've got something I need to tell you. I'm all ears. What's up? Well, you see... Oh? Oh, fireworks. Cool. Wow, fireworks. They're so pretty. There's so many of them too. Again, the music does not disappoint. So many good choices. You see, Estelle. The banquet finished. Oh, that was very sweet. Probably a good thing that only those two probably canonically actually see the memory. Alrighty, so I think now we are starting to accumulate LaBelle news down here as well as the Carnelia stuff. Maybe? I guess not. Oh well. So I think that's where we're going to be calling our episode for today. We spent quite a bit of time though speaking to everybody, but it was nice to see how everyone was doing right after finishing that massive dungeon known as the Liber Arc. Well, it wasn't that big, I don't think. Anyway, so next episode I am going to be rearranging everyone's equipment, because apparently the next area we're going to have 2 separate groups of people. So everybody needs armor and weapons and quartz. So hopefully we've got enough septium to make the quartz that we need. If you're following along and you don't, then just go kill some of those shining poms using the methods I showed you in one of the previous episodes, using the more physical S-crafts or what you want to use. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon so you know when the next episode's coming out. Feel free to leave a comment on the video, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye bye for now.